Pisces, what's up? Welcome to my channel. My name is Katie and today I'm going to be doing your Monday reading, one of them. I am playing with the lights here a little bit and I'm not quite sure how to set it up, but I think that's pretty good. Good enough. I hope you guys are doing amazing. Happy week, happy Monday. Happy holidays very soon as well. For those of you who are waiting on your personalized forecast, it's coming. I am moving, at a steady pace with them. So if you're waiting for them, just please be a little patient with me. I'm doing my best. I'm trying to not get too drained or exhausted. So yes, my loves, let's see what important messages does Spirit have for you guys today. I got new decks for my fishies. Oh wow, okay. Ten of Pentacles. Guys, I think that you are going to be manifesting finances that are beyond your wildest dreams. This has come up so many times in so many readings in English and in Spanish. And Pisces, that Jupiter in your sign is going to really bring in the rewards that you have already worked for. Okay, so it's gonna get real good financially. It's gonna get real good. Some of you guys may already be feeling this intuitively. Some of you may be like, you know what, I have been worrying less about money. Like my situation may be the same, but for some reason I feel different about it. Like I feel more relaxed or I feel more at ease. So that could be also kind of like a confirmation. So if that is happening to you, that is a confirmation that this message is for you. And it's also kind of like a prediction of the energies that you're going to be embodying in the future. You know, feeling more relaxed, feeling good about money. Money ultimately is freedom, in my opinion. So it's not really about the money. Obviously, it's not about the number on the bank account. That's just a number. That's just, an illusion. But of course, the freedom that money can give you is definitely life-changing. You get to be more generous. You get to change the world. You get to help your loved ones. You get to live well. You get to live comfortably. In my case, the more money I have, the more animals I rescue. Yeah, if it was for me, honestly, I would have so many. But they do get a little out of control because they're not that well behaved. But you know what I mean, the more money you have, the more opportunities you get to improve the world, in my opinion. So let's see. You got the Sun here, but you also have the Three of Swords. You have the Ten of Pentacles, but you also have the Four of Cups. All right, Pisces. I'm seeing an anchor, and I'm seeing some of you wrestling, almost like in a, what's that called? Straitjacket? Wrestling and wrestling. Almost fighting the goodness. Some of you guys are more afraid of your light than you are afraid of your darkness. Because you know your darkness. You have been perhaps, you've spent a lot of time in your darkness maybe. And you're used to it. Maybe you understand it. Maybe you kind of know how it moves, how it feels. And maybe, just maybe, Pisces, some of you are going to be really shaken by these energies. I think all of us are going to be shaken in a good way, but some of you are, I think, going to have a real tower moment when the goodness comes in. You're gonna realize that you don't know who you are without your sadness or without your limitations. And there goes Chai confirming our message. I try to put this here so I know, like, if I put it parallel, it's kind of aligned. I'm so OCD about this stuff. Like, I stopped doing readings in this angle because it was just so frustrating to me that I would upload the video and it wasn't straight. It was just driving me crazy. But I'm gonna try to do better with that. But yes, that's what I'm saying. Like, some of you are almost gonna have a breakdown, almost a broken heart, realizing how good life can be, and in contrast, maybe how limited it has been up to this point. It's kind of like that thing in which you are maybe, you know, climbing a mountain and you're carrying a bag and you don't know how heavy it is until you put it down. And it's like, oh, like I would have felt so much lighter if I didn't have that. And some of you guys are gonna be like, oh my God, if I would have thought of money as a good thing years ago, if I would have eliminated the limiting beliefs telling me that people who want money are vain, or people who have money are evil or corrupt, if I would have let go of those beliefs before, I may have enjoyed the journey quite a bit more. So I do feel like some of you guys have a really kind of like, wow, my cats are like fighting. It's like an affinity to the concept of being humble, being completely opposite of having money. It's like being humble and being abundant are opposites for some of you when they're not. You can have money and be humble. And you can have no money and no humbleness. It's not a reflection, but some of you perhaps due to limiting beliefs, the way you were raised, the stories your family has always, you know, held on to, you have maybe always kind of like held a sword to keep money away from you. And I don't know why this is so focused on money, but I really feel it in that area more than in, I mean, I honestly only feel it in that area. Like, that is what this reading is about, apparently. And, you know, I mentioned this a lot in my Abundance Blueprint course. It's, if you, in your subconscious mind, you have this concept that being spiritual means to not need absolutely anything physical to be happy, or that if you want to be spiritual, that means that you can't have any kind of material possessions or anything like that. Your subconscious considers being spiritual as something positive, right? So in order to be spiritual, your subconscious is going to continuously push away material goods of all kinds. Comforts, because obviously you want to be spiritual, right? So if you have abundance, then that technically means you're not, according to your beliefs. So maybe your subconscious is going to kind of take over sometimes without you noticing, make wrong choices, make all sorts of decisions that continue to keep you in a state of burden. And you may not even realize. You may be actively working hard at trying to manifest money, and maybe you haven't put two and two together to realize, like, oh my God, that's literally my block. In other ways, it can manifest, as I mentioned earlier, like having this sense of righteousness. You know, rich people are corrupt. Of course, your subconscious is not going to let you be rich, because that would mean that you're corrupt. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, It's an association that happens here. And some of you guys are so used to difficulty, emotional, financial difficulty, martyrdom, feeling like you have to put up with the most difficult lessons because you're a warrior and, you know, you have to be better and stronger and learn all the lessons, and kind of like from a very hard place. And I think that this year, 2022, you're going to be invited. Chai. You're going to be invited to... Oh my god, I can't think with him. I'll pause the video. Alright. I'm back. So yeah, it's this invitation for you to let your guard down and enter a space of peace and ease in which you don't have to make efforts, in which you don't have to prove yourself, in which you don't have to struggle or fight, you don't have to be resilient, you don't have to be constantly overcoming obstacles. So you're going to come into a space of ease, and many of you are going to be like, who am I without the struggle? Who am I without this warrior energy that I have always, you know, held in such a high regard? Many of you could have potentially associated who you are with that survivor. And then this year, you're going to realize like, wow, who am I if I'm not trying to survive? Who am I if I just want to be happy and I get to? And for some of you, I don't know why. Honestly, I don't understand completely why this is going to be heartbreaking. But I do see like a heartbreaking open light coming in through the cracks. It may have a lot to do with past lives here. But it's time. So depending on how much contrast you feel with these experiences are going to be opening up to, that's how attached maybe you were to kind of like phantom limitations. So if you find yourself suddenly being super like emotionally blah and not knowing why, evaluate these potentials and see if maybe these cards are giving you an advice here. Out of all the Pisces, who are you without the struggle? Who are you without having to prove yourself to others? Who are you without the need to survive? Many Pisces have spent the last, I don't know, like 6 years, even more, with this survival instinct activated, nervous system kind of triggered, right? Hypervigilant. Obviously some people more than others, of course. But it has become so... It has happened so often and for so long that I think some of you guys are really going to have to really kind of like shed that skin, and you're going to realize that many of the things that you thought were your personality were actually kind of like a survival thing. Maybe you thought or you think that working 16 hours a day is what you love to do because you love to do it, in period, you know? But maybe, just maybe, when abundance comes in and you don't have to, you're gonna realize like, wow, I thought that was like something I did because I loved it and I couldn't keep my hands off of work. But it was somehow fueled by fear. I think you're gonna have an opportunity to receive this clarity and look back, and I think many of you are gonna be quite amazed. how beautiful, but also how almost mesmerizing it is to come to a place in which it's like, who am I? You know what I mean? Like, what do I like without all of these tendencies, right? I'm gonna be using this Oracle of Visions. This one is super interesting. I haven't used it much, but it doesn't have any words, which I find very, very interesting. It only has numbers. So I'm going to be pulling one card for you. If this resonates with you in any level, please like this video or comment so other Pisces know that maybe they're not alone. Because it's kind of like a weird thing to think about. And I think that many of us wouldn't unless it's brought up in one of these readings this way. And we're like, oh, shit. Okay. Like, yeah, that actually resonates. I never ever thought of it, but yeah. So let's just see if there's any relevant messages here. I haven't used this deck, I think, ever. And if I have used it, maybe once. So I'm going to shuffle it for a bit, okay? All right. Shameless ad before we go into reading the card. Shameless ad. Guys, anything that you buy from our website at 50% off from the 15th to the 30th of this month, you're gonna automatically, just by buying something and kind of like participating in a name draw, and if you win, you're gonna get a refund and you're gonna get full access to all of our online courses, all of our meditations, all of our subconscious reprogramming audios. So that definitely will, set you for a very nice beginning of the year. End of the shameless ad. Number 41 may be relevant for you, Pisces. Identity. Self-analysis, knowing oneself. One's own self is well hidden from one's own self. Of all mines of treasure, one's own is the last to be dug up. Okay. This card presents an image of self-examination. The answer to who we are can have multiple answers, and those answers may change with time and circumstance. We wear our various masks to falsely reflect or truthfully portray the myriad versions of what we are or can be. Have you noticed how accurate this is? In this scene, we see a reflection of our many selves. Like the Russian dolls below, we are personas within personas, any of which can be the prominent or visible facsimile we choose to outwardly project at any given moment. By deliberate choice or emotional reaction, we reach out and choose from one of many masks. In this scene, a plain and flamboyant choice is available, but in truth, there are so many others. The danger is that on some occasions, we're not in control. Outside influences can provoke emotional states. It is then at our vulnerable moments that the masks choose us. Damn! That was super powerful. Damn, I felt that. The masks choose us out of emotional reaction. Yep. That's exactly what I was feeling. And it's like, who are you without this mask? Who are you without this personality and archetype of the survivor? The warrior, the martyr, the victim in some cases. Who are you without that mask? I think that some of you are going to realize that that mask chose you all these years. And now you're like, I don't know when it happened, but I don't want it. I want to live happy. I want to be happy. I want to be at ease, stress-free and abundant and happy and joyful. But when you guys, some of you, find yourself there, you're going to feel like a fish out of water. And that's okay. Sometimes being vulnerable, it's scary. Sometimes it's kind of like when you leave an addiction. I mean, honestly, I've never really been addicted to anything kind of like, I've never experienced a real strong addiction. So I can't really tell you from experience anything, but I'm assuming from what I understand from other people's experiences is that when you, let's say that you're addicted to sugar, or let's say you're addicted to carbs, whatever, or drinking or drugs, and you stop, it's almost like this empty space. Every time you were, gonna do that, and the effect, the anticipation, the reward, the coming down from it, it's gone. So you're just kind of like sitting there. I was watching a lot of, I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I kind of like drama channels. I know, it's crazy, but I have this like mask or persona in which I don't know if it's a mask, but it's kind of like a character in which I do these spiritual things, and that's kind of like my more prominent personality. But I also have, like this side of me that loves true crime and makeup and gossip magazines and like random shit and paranormal videos of ghost huntings and fake nails and whatever, right? So just be aware of that. So I've been watching a lot of like Kim Kardashian's kind of fling with Pete Davidson. I don't know if you guys are aware of that. And he's kind of like an awkward, super funny guy. And I saw an interview and he was saying that like, I got sober and everyone was like, oh my God, that's so amazing. How do you feel? And he's like, this fucking sucks. Like, this is so fucking boring. Like, life is just so slowed down. It feels like a day is like a week worth of time. And he was really like annoyed by it. He's a comedian, so I mean, obviously, but that's kind of like the feeling that I'm getting. It's like emptiness, the void, the vulnerability of having that mask being off. Some of you guys are going to feel kind of naked, Who are you if you're not the strong one? Who are you if you're not the one that can do anything? The hero, the one that can prove everyone wrong? Who are you without that character that says you can do anything against all odds? It's like all of these aspects of oneself are just aspects of oneself. And I think that right now you're going to be exploring maybe a more authentic, maybe more vulnerable side of you, which is ultimately just another side of you, right? But that's what I'm getting, okay? That is the process that I see you guys undergoing now, and shedding of that particular mask and allowing yourselves to be in happiness, which you would think it would be the easiest thing ever. Sometimes it's not. All right, my love, so this is what I have for you today. Please make sure to check out the the name drawing thing that we're doing. It's super exciting. I can't wait to see who wins. Full access to the website is probably more than $600 worth. So, I mean, it's worth a shot. You can get something at like $9.99 or whatever, and you're gonna be immediately participating. And you get the product, of course. Yes, my loves. So, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I will be seeing you in the next reading. Happy week. Bye.